Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much to my subscribers. Welcome newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey with us. We are one growing YouTube family. Thank you so much. If you also like the video, please give a thumbs up. It helps to circulate the video worldwide and people get to recognize our video, our group, our family. Thank you so much. I also would like to mention to you that I do have a crochet private group on Facebook. If you do have a profile, then you're more than welcome to join. You have to have a profile because there's a lot of scammers going around into the crochet groups, and I'm removing myself from them and keeping just one or two that I'm comfortable with. Besides that, I'm taking myself off the other ones. There's too much scamming going on. Be careful with the links that says bit on it. Those are fraud scammers that go through your phone if you're using your phone or your computer. You have to be extremely careful. I also have a crochet page. You can follow me through there. It's the same name, Crochet Art Tutorials by Maggie Lopez. And I also like to mention up top, there's 3 little buttons. You can slow down the video to the speed you would like. Right next to it, there's the closed caption. Everything I will say will be written down here. You can pause the video, take notes, and makes it much easier on everybody. If you have a tight stitch, use a hook bigger, one size bigger. If your stitch is too loose, use a hook one size smaller. It helps to create these beautiful patterns. I hope I'm not forgetting anything. Also, I have the PayPal account below in my description box for donations for the women in need of yarn and thread. They're desperately in need. I would appreciate if you guys can help me to get these threads and yarns to these women by donating whatever you feel like. It doesn't have to be millions. Anything counts. Below my video also there's a dollar sign, I think with a little bag or something. That's out of YouTube. These are for the people to help the designers, creators with donations. If anybody is pretending to give me anything, to donate anything for myself by clicking underneath my video where the dollar sign is, I intend to take whatever donations I get for myself and put it towards the women in need. This is my attention to do. I am committed to help these women out, so please help me to help them. Thank you so much. I think I pretty much covered everything. I hope I didn't forget anything. Okay, so let's get started, everyone. Okay, everyone, so we are going to create today this beautiful doily that I have created, have designed, and hopefully you're going to like it. I'm pretty sure you could already tell. These are hearts, so you can use this as placemats or just regular doilies, or you can make 3 and attach them here and make a big table runner, or you can do a bigger piece by increasing the center here and use it as the middle and these 2 on the side for a table runner. Okay, so let's get started, everyone. Very easy, very fast, and very economic. Just takes a little bit longer to create the hearts because we have to go all the way around, but nothing complicated. Very simple to create. Let's get started, everyone. Oh, before I forget, I use 100% cotton thread 4-ply. Now, I don't have any more of this pink. I have very little, not enough for me to go around. So I'm going to create it the opposite way. Pink and dark green on the hearts and so on. I'll see as I go. And I will be using hook 3.5, sometimes the 2.5 for the hearts. It's easier and can maneuver better to go around. And of course my greens, also 4-ply, 100% cotton thread. And you'll need a pair of scissors, of course. So let's get started, everyone. So we are going to do the magic circle. Grab your thread from behind into the circle. Put your thread into position. And do your first chain, 2 and 3. This will equal a double crochet. Inside of this circle, we're going to do 11 more. So we're going to have a total of 12 double crochets. I'll meet you at the end. Row 1. So I finished doing my 12 double crochets. I'm going to come on the 3rd chain and I'm going to slip stitch right through it. I am going to walk, I call it the walk, into the next space, and I'm going to do a slip stitch. 1, 2, and 3 chain. In the same space, I'm going to create another double crochet, so that's 2. This is row 2. We're going to do 2 double crochets per space, so we'll have a total of 24 double crochets. Coming to the end, once you finish doing 2 double crochets per space, we're going to close it in on the 3rd space here with a slip stitch. Now I've done my 24 double crochets, 2 per space. And the reason why I like to go over one space, either with a single, for a lot of times depending on the project, or with a slip stitch like I just did with this one, because when you skip over, it leaves less than a line when you're doing your 3 chain, okay? Then I come into the 3rd one, and I'm going to grab both loops, and not just one loop. Just go right in the center to grab both loops there, and slip stitch. And why the 2 loops? Because when you do the 2 loops, you close your circle pretty tight. It doesn't give you that gap space. Okay, and if you only grab one loop, it's going to stretch and it's going to give you that space. So it's going to be very noticeable when you have the 3 chains going up. Again, into, actually this time it's the back. You don't have to do it. You can grab both, but I'm going to do the rest of the rows grabbing back loops only. So I'm going to slip stitch to the next space like I mentioned, and I'm going 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to do another double crochet here on the same space, okay? Next space, back loops only, 1 double crochet. Next space, 2 double crochet. Why am I doing it this way? Because it's going to give me that little effect of the 3D sort of lining, and I think it looks prettier that way. But you don't have to. You can do it the other way like we were doing here. The first one I didn't do because it's just a flat surface. You won't be able to see it anyway when you're laying it down somewhere and you have a decoration that goes on top. So next space, 1 alone. Next space, 2 together. Shout out to my beautiful queens in my group. Maggie, Lily, Karen, both Karens actually. The 2 Jasmines, Leela, I should say, not Leela. I do have a Lily too, but she hasn't commented lately. I guess she must be busy. Charmaine, Sabi also. I mean, there's so many, Barbara, of course. There's so many of yous to even, like, remember everybody. Sue, and so on and so forth. And much love and hugs to every single one of you, okay? Saija, hope I'm pronouncing your name properly. Okay, so this is row 3, going into the row 4. So 2 together, 1 alone, 2 together, 1 alone. We're going to do this all the way around and close it on the 3rd chain. Into row 4, so I've closed in with a slip stitch. I walked to the other space, did my chain 3. I'm coming in again inside of back loops, 2 together. Next space. Now this time we're going to do 2 alone and 2 together. So we have 1, 2, next space, 2 together, 1 alone, next space, 1 alone. This is going to go to row 10. Okay, we're going to proceed this way until you can go bigger if you're doing like a table runner doily. So I'm going to do until row 10. And obviously on row 10, you should be able to have 10 double crochets. What am I talking about? You should be able to have, like, hold on a minute, I'll show you here, probably easier to explain to you. So over here, we're going to have the 2 together, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So your 9 and 10 are together in the same place, okay? So you're going to have 9 alone, okay? So it's just a repeat of the same thing. Now, row 5, you're going to have 3 alone, 2 together. Row 6, 4 alone, 2 together. And that's how it's going to go if you're doing the same size. And I'll tell you what size this is. I know a lot of you always ask me. 38 centimeters. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of row 10. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much did my 10 rows, counting from the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now remembering here is 9 alone. Hold on. Let me just confirm that again, because sometimes I make mistakes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 alone, sorry. And 9, 10 together. So 8 alone, 2 together. 8 alone, 2 together. This is row 10. Now, if you want to go bigger, you can. Just make sure that you do even numbers. So we have 10 rows, go to 12 rows, 14 rows, 16 rows. You can go the length you want. So we can have the right amount for the edging to balance properly. Okay? So now we're going to do chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to skip a space and into the next one. Double crochet. We're making little squares. Chain 2, skip a space into the next one. Chain 2, skip a space into the next one. Chain 2, and again. So row 11 is just building these little squares, and then we're going to close up on the third chain at the end, cut our thread, and changing colors. Okay, just to show you on the back part, for the people that do the magic circle, some of you do 6 chain, but for the new beginners that are just learning, so just bring string in between the loops back here. It's going to secure it, and nothing will ever come apart. So grab a smaller hook so you don't poke big holes through these little spaces here. And it gives you that secure and perfect finishing. Okay, so now into row 12. So row 12, very simple. I'm going to use a different type of green. I guess I'm just deciding on different colors, I guess. You can see the different effect. I'm going to go anywhere on top of the double crochet, do a single, 2 chain. Inside of the space, I'm going to do 2 double crochets, and again on top of the double crochet here. I'm trying to hide my thread as I go also, makes it secure. And then again 2 inside of the space. So very simple, nothing to it. This row is going to be like this all the way around. 1 on top of the double crochet and 2 inside of the space. Just like that. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so we finished doing row 12, going into, if you want to call it, I'm not even going to call it row 13 because it's just slip stitch to get that effect on the pattern here. Okay, so I'm going to grab any one of these. I'm going to leave my string in the back like that, coming into the next space, and these are just going to be just slip stitch. Now don't tighten it too much because it's going to really force scrumple up your pattern. So slip stitch per space, Very simple, nothing to it. Just like that. All the way around. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I've come to the last one, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the string to the back. Also, we don't want any marks up front, so just come and bring a string to the back like that. It gives you that perfect finish. I'm going to cut my thread. Slip stitch. And now you got your both strings back here. I'm just going to should have left that first string when we started a little bit longer, which I forgot, normally I do, and make a knot. And another one, just so it can all stay in place and nothing comes apart. And then we can just go through 1 or 2 loops back here. And do the same thing with the other string. Go through 1 or 2 loops back here. That's going to give you the perfect finish and secure your pattern. And there it is. Nice and perfect. Okay, into the hearts now. We're going to create the hearts. I'm going to use this canary yellow. You could use purple, you can use wine color, doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm going to start pretty much anywhere. I'm going to make myself comfortable here with the pattern, and I'm going to go in any square here. And I'm going to do a slip stitch. Try to hide my thread at the same time. 1, 2 chain. I'm going to do 4 more, so this would equal like a double crochet. So 3 double crochet, 4, and 5 double crochet. I'm going to do 5 more, but incomplete. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Take out 2, take out 2, take out 2, take out 2, and take out the last 2. I'm going to skip 1 square, and I'm going to connect on the second double crochet there. So I'm just going to grab it and slip stitch through it. Again, 1, 2, 3. Inside of the same space that we slip stitch, we're going to go right through that space on the square. 2, 3, 4, 5, and now we're going to do 5 incomplete. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 incomplete double crochets. So we have 2, 4, 6 on the hook. Take out 2, take out 2, take out 2, take out 2, and the last 2. So you got your heart again. We're always going to skip a space and into the next one with a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3 chain. That equals a double crochet inside of the space here, this angle that we did. 5 double crochets going through the loop of that square. 3, 4, and 5. 5 double crochets incomplete. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we have 6 on the hook. Take out 2, take out 2, take out 2, take out 2, and the last 2. And again, skip a space back here and into the next one with a slip stitch, and continue to do your 5 double crochets. So 3 chain, 4 more double crochets on the same space, and 5 incomplete, and then you take out by 2s, and look how pretty that looks. Okay, so I'll meet you here at the end. Everyone, so I'm on my last heart, and this is no different. We're just going to come right into the center here of the one we started. We're going to pull our thread through with a slip, cut our thread a little bit longer, another slip, pull it well, and we're going to pull to the back. So basically get your hook from the back to the front, grab your thread, and pull it back here. And then just go through the loops here and give it a knot so nothing comes apart. I'm just going to give it one more knot here. And then just hide one more, pulling the opposite end. And cut the leftover. And there it is. Now once we spray it, you know that I have that technique to block it with laundry softener. I spray, stretch it, and lay it flat on any surface and let it dry. And it's going to be just perfectly straight as if it was just ironed. And it blocks the thread, okay? And to the next row. Okay, everyone, so we're pretty much finished doing the hearts. We're going to continue, so I'm going to continue to call this now row 13, okay? We won't count the slip stitch, the small little slip stitch we did. We won't count this one. So I'll count this as number 13. Now, remember we did a slip stitch here with a multicolored green, right? That line. We're going to come into the other green, which is the one we did here with the double crochet. We're going to grab both loops, do a single, try to hide my thread at the same time, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain. I'm going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the 6th one, grabbing only the green from the double crochets, not the one we did the slip stitch. we're doing single. 1, 2, 3. We're going to make 3 loops of 3 chains. We're going to skip 1, 2 on the third one, single. 1, 2, 3. Again, skip 1, 2 on the third one, single. 1, 2, 3 chain. Skip 1, 2 on the third one, single. So now we have the 3 loops of 3 chain. We're going to go back and do 5 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on your 6th one. Whoops, have to grab both threads here so it doesn't pull. So on your 6th one, single. 1, 2, 3. Skip 1, 2 on your 3rd one, single. 1, 2, 3. Skip 1, 2 on your 3rd one, single. So we have 2 loops of 3 chain. And now we're doing the last loop. 1, 2, 3 on your 3rd one, single. So now we have 3 loops of 3 double crochet, and we're going to go back and do the 5 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on your 6th one. We're going to repeat this all the way around, and then I'll come back to you, the start of row 14. Okay, everyone, so I finished row 13, going into row 14. I did a slip stitch on my first single where I started. I'm going to come into the 5 chain with a single and 2 chain. I'm going to do 4 more double crochets. So the single and 2 chain is equivalent to a double crochet. So we have 4 and 5, 2 chain, 5 more inside of the same space. So we'll have a total of 10 double crochets separated by 2 chain. So we have 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to come in and do single on my first space of 3 chain. 1, 2, and 3 chain again. Come into this space and single. So we have 1 loop already of 3 chain. 1, 2, and 3. Next space where we have the 3 chain, single. So we're going to have 2 loops now. Coming directly into the space of 5 chain, and create again your 5 double crochets. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 2 for space, and 5 more double crochets. We're going to repeat this all the way around. So we have our 5 double crochets. So we're going to have a total of 10 space of 2 chain. Coming in directly into the first space here with a single, chain 3 into the next space with a single, chain 3 into the next space with a single. So we're going to have 2 loops, and directly into the space of 5 chain, creating your 10 double crochets separated by 2 chain after your 5 double crochets. Chain 2, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and directly into the first space with a single. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, you guys, finishing row 14. I always get confused with the rows. Okay, so I'm closing it with slip stitch on the 3rd chain, and I'm going 1, 2, and 3. we're going to do double crochet over double crochet. So that means you're going to have your 5 double crochets, and we're going to do an increase inside of the space here. So 3, 4, 5, and 2 double crochets inside of the space. So we have 7. 2 chain, 2 more double crochets inside of the space. And then 1 per space. So you're going to have 7 double crochets on one side, 7 double crochets on the other, total of 14 double crochets. 2, 4, 6, 7, 2, 4, 6, 7. Going directly into the first loop with a single, chain 3, into the second loop, and directly into the first double crochet, and create your 7 double crochets again, 1 per space, and 2 inside of the space. Two chain for separation, 2 more double crochets inside of the space, and 1 per each double crochet from the previous row. We're going to do this all the way around. So this is row 15, I believe, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yes, I'll meet you at row 16. Okay, you guys, we're going to start row 16, which I give myself a head start here because I wanted to try the pink and see if I liked it, or I was going to go with the green or the yellow. Okay, continue with the same color, but I wanted to put in a bit more of the pink just to have it all fit in. Okay, so basically you're going to start right on the center of your pattern here, and you're going to be doing double crochet. So we're going to create 3. So basically you'd start single, 2 chain. That would be a double crochet. 2 double crochet, 3 double crochet, 2 chain space. I hate when there's knots, but we can fix that and hide it. And 3 more double crochet inside of the space here. I'm not worried about this knot right now. It stays a bit of the thread. I'm going to hide it on my last row, which is the next row. So 3 double crochets. So now we have 2 groups of 3 double crochet with 2 chain. Chain 2. I'm going to skip 1, 2. On my third one, I'm going to do double crochet. Chain 2. I'm going to skip only 1 now, and into the second one, chain 2. I'm going to skip 1, and I'm coming into my last one. So I'm going to have 3 double crochets here separated by 2 chain. I'm going to come directly where we have the loop and do a single. Again, directly into the first double crochet and do a double crochet. Chain 2. I'm going to skip 1 and go into the second one. Chain 2, skip 1 into the second one. So basically we have these 2 left exactly like we did here. Coming directly into the middle and create my 2 groups of 3 double crochet. Like that. 2 chain, and just repeat everything again. Now if you need to rewind a bit, go ahead. So I've done my 2 groups, 2 chain separation, chain 2, skip 1, 2. On my third one, double crochet, chain 2, skip only 1 into the next one, chain 2, skip only 1, and we're right into the last one. double crochet, coming into the middle of the loop, that 3 chain loop with a single, and coming into our first double crochet with double crochet, chain 2, skip 1, into the second double crochet, chain 2, skip 1, into the second double crochet, chain 2, and go directly, so we're skipping these 2, and directly into the center and create our 2 groups of 3 double crochet separated by 2 chain and 3 more double crochet. So very simple. And then you can cut your thread if you're changing colors. We're doing picots at the end, which will be the last row, row 17. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so pretty much last row. I'm going to come into the center where I have the 2 groups here. I'm going to do a single and try to hide my thread. I came back with the green. I could have used any green for this matter because this line here is multicolored green. Or I could have used the lime green, would have looked good too, but I decided to go with this one. Doesn't really matter at this point. Single, chain 3. I'm going to come into my first single and close it in with a single. I'm coming back in with a single. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm coming back in with a single and closing with a single. In the same space again, single, 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to have 2 picots with 3 chain and 1 picot with 5 chain. Okay. I'm going to come directly into the first space here, like that, and I'm going to do 3 chain. This time I'm just coming directly in with a single. It's a picot without going into the first single. Next space, single, 1, 2, and 3, and back in with a single. Next space, single, 1, 2, and 3, back in with a single. Now, if you find that it's just too much of a loosage, then you can go into the single with your single, okay? I'm going to come in where I have my single here with a single and a single and into my space again. 1, 2, and 3. You can come directly in, or you can just do your picot with a single here if you find it that is nicer for you. You have that option. And then into the next space again, 1, 2, and 3, and then you can, like I said, come in or do your single on the single, 1, 2, and 3, like here, and do your single. Come back in. I think I'm going to do the single on there. I think it looks nicer. The other one I didn't, but because this color is more bright, you can see it more. The other one's a very darker green. Two, 3. I'm going to come in my single and do a single back into the same space with a single. Next space, single, 1, 2, and 3. Come into the first single and do a single back into the same space with a single, into the next single, 1, 2, and 3. Some patterns it works okay just doing the 3 chain without closing it in like this, but some other patterns it doesn't. Single, single, and into the first square with single, chain 3. And again, next square single, chain 3, into the first single with a single, back into the same space with a single, next square, chain 3, single, back into the same space with a single, and coming directly into the space. Don't pull too much, leave it a little bit of loosage. 1, 2, and 3. And if you find it's too hard for you because your stitch is extremely tight for whatever reason, then you can just come in and do single, single, and come in and do single. 1, 2, and 3. Come into the first single, and we're going to continue it again. So we're going to do the first single with 3 chain. The first peacock with 3 chains, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Second peacock with 5 chain. Back in with a single, and the third peacock with 3 chain. And again, you can come in directly into the double crochets if you don't want to stretch, if your stitch is too tight, and do singles, and it's going to look like that. I think it looks really pretty too. So this is pretty much it for this tutorial. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope you liked it. Give a thumbs up if you do. Share on your Facebook public or with your friends and family. Invite them to the channel. And, you know, if you have a profile, you can join us on our beautiful crochet group. We are a bunch of beautiful ladies there. And until next tutorial, thank you so much, everybody. Take care. God bless. Stay safe. And we'll see each other again next time. Bye-bye.